where I'm at with my clock right now, it's very simple. I just took somebody else's code, Daniel Schiffman's, for making a pendulum, and then I just tweaked and modified it here and there. One of the things that I want to do right now, there's two primary things that I need to do. One, put little slits or put markers to note where each second, minute, hour hand is on the clock. From 15:45 and 15:30 and 45, 0. And I want to see if I can do that with using the sine, because using sine, if I go to, there we go. If I go to processing, sine, there's the train. Say hello, train. Hello, train. The code right here, the thing that creating lines like this, I think is absolutely phenomenal. The question I have is that can I create using sine or pi or, I don't know if you can hear that train. It's there's a train outside. If using either sine or pi, cosine, tangent, or anything, to create a consistency of for using the for loop, lines that are created around in a circle, just like how we have this happening right here. So, I want to say yes, but then even if I make a line, I'll still have to note the 0, 15, 30, and 45 marker, which won't be that big of an issue. So if I do, I'm going to have an idea for it, but how do I actually do that? I don't know. I don't know. Look, let's just try here for a second of modifying what we currently have. So I have the partial grids, quadrants, p1.go. That's where I need to start focusing it. So p1.go, each time that I create or using this class, assigning a variable to this class, when I do .go, it's going to activate the function within the class void go, which is also function update and function display. And angle plus equals a velocity. There's no momentum. There's no acceleration. There's only velocity here. So why do I have to? Can't I just put a velocity? Because I don't need angle. Yeah, I could really just replace. That might be a very simple thing to do. Let me unbutton the top button. So okay, when you sit down, it feels weird. Okay, yeah, that's what I was doing. Okay, that's my laugh for the day. So I'm going to do a velocity, and I'm going to plus equals itself, and that's not enough. Because angle, the reason that we're shifting the second hand is moving at all is because we are using in this position.set the xy coordinate for the velocity that's moving around, for the xy coordinate of the vector that's moving around. Dot set is that we're using this value. I don't know what that 0 is for. I'm just rolling with the punches here. I'm assuming that's xy. Y, that's changing the position of both the xy. Here's x, and then here's y. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put velocity, because I changed angle here, the variable. I'm going to change it in here as well. So I don't see it any other place. It's even easier to do angle. Is that angel or angle? That's angel. That's angle. Okay. There's nowhere. It's nowhere else in here. Good. I'm going to click save and play. Oh. Oh, that was funny. They have blown themselves out of existence. They went too fast. They are no longer visible. That's hilarious. So I need to change that back. Okay, my idea I thought was, is that angel or angle? No, no, no. Okay. Angle. There we go. Getting those two mixed up. Save, play. Okay, everything's back to the way that it was. What I need to do is... what I could do is create a line. Yeah, I could create a vector that's moving around in a circle continuously. And that for loop, just like, or quote-unquote for loop, and that cycle that's going on, I need to use a for loop, because every time that there's a movement within the clock, or the second hand, minute hand, or hour hand, it's going to, in the code, every tick is going to be a cycle of code. So if I do another tick, because we're going to be adding velocity to itself, into angle, and we're using angle for either the sine or cosine to make it go around in a circle. Every time that it clicks once, it moves once, that's a cycle of code. So what I want to do is I want to use a cycle of code that's going to draw all of the tick marks, and then it's going to go tick, the background is going to overlay all of it, reset it, and then the values will print again. So we'll have this for loop, tick, print, background, tick, print, background, or something. Print. How do I do that? I'm not certain how to do that as of now. I keep saying that. What can I do? I think that would be a really good way of saying is, I don't have to do a lot. I just have to get something, because I whistled on that. That was pretty cool. Because any progress is ultimately progress. So how do I get any progress done? So it's no make hands align with the 60 seconds, 60 minutes, and 24 hours. I think that would be very difficult to do by waiting those 24 hours. So what I need to do is make this run. 60 divided by 4 would be 15, so if I divided by anything else, I couldn't. 60 divided, so I could, I'm trying to do it evenly. 60 divided by 2 would be 15. No, I'm going to do 30, and divide that by 2 would be 15. So I could do it where it's 15, 15, 15, 15, or something like that, where I use the top, bottom, left, and right areas as places where I could see, like, okay, it overlapped at that time. That's roughly about the same if we continued onward or something. What I would like to do is I need to know how many, when I am in this section, it's not pendulum, is it? Yeah, it is pendulum section. Where are my magnificently long numbers? Where are my magnificently long numbers? I don't know where they are. I had it where it's something equals. No, it's when it's in the right here. It's in the setup function. That the speed is going this quickly. So, what I want to do is, the reason that I used 3600, that the one would be moving some type of speed. Let's get this cycle to how it would be if I was to play it out. If I did 12, well, why don't I just make that 60? If there's going to be 60, or would there just be 12? If I'm doing a 24-hour clock, am I doing a 24-hour clock or a 12-hour clock? I think it would be helpful to do a... If I'm going to do a 24-hour clock, then I'm going to put 24 right here. Okay? Now, it's going to be a different cycle, but it's how I multiply it. If we have 24 hours, 24 hours a day, and then 60 minutes per... So, again, you can't really divide... Can you? I don't know. 60 into 24 or something. So, 60 divided by 24, 2.5. not going to work for me. So let's just do it by 12 because it's going to be the easiest to get something done. So if I do it by 12, 60 divided by 12 is 5. So in here, I'm going to do 12. And then here, I'm going to do 12 hours. 12. Now, do I want to do it? Would I do this multiplied by 5? Or would I do this multiplied by 60? I think it'd be better to do it by 5, but I don't know why I would do by 5 if it takes 20, yeah. Sure, yeah. 60. We'll do 60. 12 times 60. 12 times 60 equals 720. And then we're going to do 720 divided by, multiplied by 60. So, because it takes additional 60 seconds to do that. So 7 times 60 is 43,200. 43,200. Okay, so we're going to click Save and Play. That's very quick. So what I'm going to do is just add a circle, add a 0. It is technically a circle. That's way too slow. Oh my goodness. So maybe it's kind of like right in the middle somewhere. I don't know. Okay, so we'll go with 6. 0. No. We wouldn't want to slow that down. We want to speed it up. So if we divide, what if we do? Yeah, I like that idea. So let's do 6, and then we'll do 6 times 720 divided by 2 would be 360. So 360, but that's okay. So if I do 6 times 60 would be 360. It's amazing how math works. It's like it's built to do this. So multiply 360 times 60, which is 4,300. 12. Oh, okay. It's like, how do you get the 3 into a 1? It's like, oh, because 2 multiplied by 2, 12 divided by 2 would be 6, and then you take the 1 away. So. Or I could just make it sound like I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I knew that the entire time. yeah. Okay, that looks better. Oh, that looks so much better. But, now what I need to use the actual clock. So what I'm going to do is going to the online clock. Online manual clock. Okay. Online stopwatch? No. I want an actual analog clock. I think that, oh, dang it. Okay, it says error 1005. I need free clock manuals, time clock tab, online alarm clock, time clock calculator. That's exactly what I want. Right here. This is all that I want. It's very simple, but it's all I need. Okay, so we'll go with Roman numerals. I like them better. It makes it look more official. So with this being on the side, what I need is to make this churn out the same times the speed at which it's going up and down. Oh! Is this actually up to speed? Did I just find it all of a sudden? Nah, mine's a little fast. I'm now kind of guessing it. I would love to find a way to just use the time table that on my screen, on my computer, using that as a, ooh. Huh. Ow, that hurt. No, I was thinking of something else well, if I divide, trying to make a stop timer inside the code, so when it hits a certain value, or it only prints every other 10 or something, where if it's divisible by 10 or if it's divisible by 12 or something like that, I'm just throwing something out there. that is, yeah, okay. So what I want to use is just to increase, I need to slow down the speed by, let's just say 20%. Just throwing out that number. So if I do 6, now let's go with the larger number. Let's go back this number, copy, exit, clear, paste. We're going to multiply that by 0.8, removing 20%. It's going to be 17280. So this will be 17280. This will be, if we're going to divide this by 60, it's 288. Divided by 60, 4.8, or 48. Save and play. No, we're going to play it in a second. I could have even done it at that point, but excuse me. Just waiting for that time, that second hand to get onto either the top, bottom, left, or right. Should have done it on the left side, and go. Okay, it's just a little behind. So if it's consistently a little behind, then we're good. Our clock is I think catching up. Maybe. I don't know. Let's just it's one of those, just you gotta, like a waiting game. You just have to let the code keep running. Okay. It's almost at the bottom. Bottom hit. So about a second. So I think there's about a second delay with my my code versus this clock, and it just has to be consistent. So 2, 1, click, click. Mine might be a fraction too slow. I don't know. Again, over time you start to see the build up. So we just got a little wait. Tick, 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 tick. So I think mine's, even if it's a little slow, I'm going to move it up to 5. Rather than 48, I'm going to move it up to 50. Tick, tick. Metronome. Okay, let's do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, mine's about 2 seconds. So let's move it up to 5. So I'm going to do 5, not 58, but 5. And then I'm going to multiplying it upwards. I'm going to do 5 times 60 is 300. Little tiny adjustments. So 300 times 60 is 1800. Should have known. I should have known this. Okay. Stop. Play. Nope, stop. I'm going to wait until it gets to the right-hand corner. Roughly speaking, probably a second before it. 2, 1. Okay, now I'm just, it's one of those, just kind of have to wait and see and adjust. 5, 4, 3, 2. Mine's a little ahead. Yeah. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mine went 1 on 2. I was even quick on that one, so let me go back to this. Okay. I think I should have slowed it down. Yeah, I think mine was... Oh, I moved it forward because I think mine was slower. Yeah, that's correct. So let me go with this one. Hit, 2, 1. So 3 seconds. So I think mine's 3 seconds fast. So once it hits, then check. Bam. 2, 1. One more test. Maybe 2 or 3. So just waiting for it to get to the bottom. And now Oh, mine's way... Mine is faster by like a lot. So I'm going to, instead of 48, I'm going to go down to 44. 44. And I could do 46. Mine's really fast. So I'm going to 44. This will probably be one of the last adjustments, and then I can just, like, I'm sort of done with this project. It's not perfect, nor is it good, but I did get it done. So I do have a clock that's somewhat functional, and so we're going to do 44 times 60, which is 26. Really? Oh, okay. Oh, okay, I know what I mean. Yeah, 264. There we go. And then we're going to multiply this by 60. There we go. Save and play. Okay. Okay, so let's hit it on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So 2 seconds. I think it was very perfect when it hit on the second hand. So it is, I think, synced up. Maybe. I might be wrong on this one. I need like I have 10 more tests or something. So this is too slow? Do I need to move it up to 47? 46 maybe? Okay. 2, 1. Yeah, this one's way too slow, so I'm going to move it back up to 48. And at this point, I'll be done. And then I'm going to move on to another project and find what is interesting so I can just start doing that. Because I'm sort of done with this. I'm uninspired by it, so it's good to just wrap it up and then move on to the next project. And it's what I mean by wrapping it up is that if you're unable to finish a project, you might have the habit of completing unfinished projects. But if you do small little tiny projects, you get to start building your confidence up, even if it's going to be on the unconscious level. If you start, and that's just me more of an assumption, but I don't know whether or not to just go ahead and quit a project versus wrapping it up to the best possible way. Wrapping it up might, like, I'm done with this project. We're done. I got exactly what I needed. A functioning spiraling clock. It's not exactly what I thought initially. I changed it. I changed the method at the very beginning. Actually throughout. From what I initially thought it should be as. But as I continued manipulating and changing and growing, trying to make it better, it is phenomenal. I can say that. So 288. And then times 60. Save, play. Excuse me. Mine might be a little bit quicker, and I'm just going to test it. It's not going to be on right to the T. Ooh, mine might be just ahead by half a second. Okay. Now, if it continues to be a half a second, we are golden. Okay. Mine might be a little slow. So if being, that should be ahead by a second, or half a second. 2, 1. Okay, we're close enough for government work. I could keep going. We're maybe in the long term a little bit off. Maybe I need to make it 48.5. So just make this 485 to increase it by a half a tick or something. But we are good as for now. So saving, and we're stopping. Probably even add that to my notes or something. But okay, so to refresh myself and to rehearse what has happened. At the very beginning of this, I wanted to create a spiraling clock. What I wanted to do is I wanted to spin all circles with inside on a line, on outlines, 10 of them, in varying equate distances from each other, going inwards. I wanted the outside to go to spin with the actual clock timer, and I wanted all the circles within that, all the ones that are preceding, all the preceding smaller circles, to go faster or slower, depending, to make a spiral at 15 seconds and 45 seconds, where at 30 seconds at the very bottom, all of them would be scattered evenly. Maybe they're just randomly scattered or something. I'm not too certain with that. And then the idea was once it hits 0, or the 12, once it goes all the way back up to 60, then all of them are realigned in a vertical upward position. That was my objective at the very beginning. I did not get exactly what I wanted, but I did get a functioning clock. I can use that to go to use for other projects. I can use this idea of pi, I can use this idea for the pendulum, and use these ideas for the next project. So that's probably the most important takeaway from that entire thing, is one could say that I have failed, and it's important to look at things as objectively as you possibly can, and to also look at, okay, this is what we have objectively created. Now, what can we subjectively create? What can we then try to create from this point? That's important. It's important to look at things objectively in the here and now, and to also understand that just because we are objectively in the here and now does not mean that just because we think that it can't work in the future due to current circumstances, it doesn't mean that it won't be that way. So if I failed, and I may have a history of failure, it does not mean that just because I have failed in the past that I will continue to fail. And even if I fail, it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. It's important to fail. It's important to fail forward. It's important to... Wow, and for anybody who's new, this entire channel is for me to work on the inside, being able to express myself as though you are here with me, to express my thoughts, my feelings, my emotions, my actions, my justifications, my logic, my reasoning, my beliefs, my set of values, my principles, to articulate them, what I believe to be true, what I believe not to be true, articulate them, because they have been hidden for such a long time. I am a kinesthetic learner, and I have found that this is the best method for me to lock in some learning. So if I go out there and I fail, okay, if I would have bottled that up. So I'm glad that I'm now expressing that I failed. And it's like, I failed. Okay. How can I succeed? Maybe I need to change how I view what success is. Maybe that if I have failed, then there is a new thing that I have done. Because if I failed doing the same thing, then I didn't learn. But if I failed doing a different thing, I did a different thing and I still failed, well, you did a different way to not do it. So now you know a different way, or the result that it creates when you do these particular actions in a set manner. So from right here, where can I go? What can I do? I think it would be important to, what are some possibilities I can go here from now? So I'm done with this goal. I'm done with these goals. What are some... to create from here? What would be something that I would find interesting? I think being able to create... I know it popped in my mind. It's not something that I even took into consideration from start to finish before I even started recording. Again, the brain is a phenomenal thing. It will give you the answer. You just have to consistently ask. So it's like, oh, you haven't been dealing with this? It's a good time to now deal with this. It's like, well, what would be a good thing to do around the house? Oh, I haven't done my laundry. Exactly. Your brain just immediately, here's a task you've been holding for such a long time that we need to now deal with it. So the brain is phenomenal. The brain is fascinating. I have been trying for the darndest amount of time, I guess for any average person. I'm not saying like, oh, I've been doing it for ages and years and decades and millennia. Probably just for the average person, I've been trying to understand how a genetic algorithm works. I've been trying to understand it. And this is a phenomenal time to go ahead and at least attempt to progress, or at least gain some greater grounds of understanding of how to actually create something like that. How do I create a chess? not a chess one, but a checkers. How do I create a checkers game with a genetic algorithm? How would I create something simple like guess online 20 questions? 20q.net. No, that's not it. It's like a genie or something. Play 20 questions. Dr. whatever. Vimeo, Ponder, WikiHow, Congregate. Oh man, there's a game online. 20 questions online. Mind Reader, that's the thing. Mind Reader. Oh, Akinator? Is that what it is? Yep, I think it's this thing. Hello, I am Akinator. I don't know why, but copy. Let's see what it actually stands for. Define. An urban dictionary? You're really annoying. What? Oh my gosh. Oh, that's funny. Okay, Urban Dictionary. I would not recommend anybody to go look at it if you're trying to keep your innocence. But Akinator in Urban Dictionary is a really annoying SOB who can guess the person or thing you're thinking of after just a few questions. I am surprised. It's from 2011, so it's very surprising that that's amazing. Now, the question that I have is, how would I create, and there's a bunch of ideas that we could go with this. How would we create a 20 questions game or generator that could pull from any idea online and maybe one of the reasons that Akinator or with on the phone, Money Lion or Robinhood, all three of those, or these apps, they're very effective, or Facebook or YouTube or Google, all of them are very effective even though they don't require any money from you. What they're doing is they're tracking, you are feeding them information, and they are data mining. So the more users you can use your platform, the freer you can give them, the user, access to your to your system. The reason being is that when they give you free data of acts of activities, intellectual, not intellectual, but just what you click on, why you click on it, that information is valuable to somebody who is a capitalist or somebody who is trying to monetize or to use that data, whether or not they're trying to capitalize on it, but to use that data. So what I would need is 100,000 people to continuously train and do trials and tribulations with this app 100,000 times, and a genetic algorithm can do it itself. And I'm curious of how would I be able to use a genetic algorithm to play 20 questions? Not even just play 20 questions, but to create a 20 questions game or something. And I think that's something I really want to get done. So what I'm going to put here is genetic algorithms. 20 questions. Whether or not I go far on this project, how much of genetic algorithms can I understand? That's the objective. I apologize. Okay, so I'm going to put goal. Description. I'm going to give myself this week and next week. No, I'm going to probably give myself this week. For the remainder of these next 3 days, I'm going to give myself just, how can I explore the idea? Okay? Simply exploring and testing as much as possible. And then next week, I'll actually create a genetic algorithm that just, hey, guess the number between this and that. And what if I could even say, that it plays itself. That a genetic algorithm of if I guess 51, that it goes directly to, or if my number is 53, it's immediately going to guess 50 or 51 because it's roughly in the middle, and then it would immediately either go up or down. So is it greater or less than this number? And I would say greater. Then it would immediately go to 75 because that would be halfway. How would I do that in the code? If I could do that project next week from start to finish, that would be very good progress because there's multiple different types of genetic algorithms we can create, or multiple genetic algorithms that are multiple algorithms that are available for AI per se, for a computer to learn and to adapt as to what you're doing. Now maybe it doesn't go to 75 because it realized that most people might actually guess lower, roughly in the middle. One person might guess right in the middle, one person might guess 100, but overall if you gain 100 different guesses, you can see that maybe 60% of the time it's roughly in between 60 and 40. And then 20% of the time it's either between 70 and 60 and 40 and 30. And then it gets lesser and lesser viable, so it's just guess right in the middle and then go up in increments of 10. That might be something that would be useful to know. Having one genetic algorithm that is guessing where it should go from on the line of should it increase or decrease from this point by 10 or 15, 20, 25, or 30, where there may be another algorithm that if we increase it by, see, that would be, yeah. 2019, June 26th is today, so 27th, 8th, should be 28th, June 28th. Now what I'm going to do is next week, number guessing game via genetic algorithm. I can spellings I can do's. Save, and here we go. So what I'm going to do now with this program, Akinator, think of about a real or fictional character. I will try to guess who it is. Now I'm going to pick someone whom is very probably not known. There was an anime that just came out. It's called Shield Hero. I thought it was an absolute A+. Watch. Everybody must watch it because it was different. Absolutely different in the first 10 episodes. After that, it kind of trailed off for me, and I didn't realize it until episode like 20 or 30. So I'd highly recommend at least giving it a try. It's not for everybody, but I think the first to second episode absolutely changes anime for me because it was so politically incorrect, and it was absolutely delightful. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's not playing into the PC BS. No, you can't talk about that because that's offensive. And it's not bloody or anything. It's just, here you go. That's amazing. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to look up a hero or a character that is in that anime. So I don't know how up to date it gets. So I'm going to do Shield Hero and wiki, and you're gonna have to go and look it yourself because I don't want to spoil it for anybody who wants to go out there and watch it because I highly recommend it. At least the first 5 to 10 episodes. I think because I don't know, I really related to him because, and again, if you watch it, you'll understand why. But dang man, it's really cool. There we go. I was busy not clicking on it. Ooh, he's new. Okay, I think I just spoiled the future episodes for myself. Okay. So I'm going to pick Malt just because I have her name right in front of me. I'm going to click copy. Okay, the character that I am thinking, because there's a bunch of description on here, is Malty S. Melro Mark. It's funny. Okay, and it's inappropriate, so if you want to go look that up, you can. It's the description's funny. But Malty S. Melro Mark. Okay, from the anime Shield Hero. So that's who I'm thinking. So I'm going to click play. And I'm going to go ahead and... Okay, so loading. Does your character really exist? No. Has your character been in a movie? No, it's been in a series. Correct? What is probably not? What does that mean? I have no idea. Does your character stand on 2 legs? Yes, she is human. Or humanish. I don't know. It's a different universe, but yes, I would say human. So it does stand on two legs. Is your character a girl? Yes, she is. She's a princess. Does your character go to school? There is no mention of school. Does your character use guns? No, I don't think there's any guns in this world. Is your character, or no, I think there might be, but I was not paying attention if that was true. Is your character originally from a video game? No, I don't think there's any. I think it was just an original anime, so that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to click no. Is your character from a Japanese anime? Yes, she is. Does your character fight? Oh, I don't know. Technically, she does, but I don't know what he means by fighting. She does technically, but she doesn't at the same time. Again, it's very confusing with this one character because she is kind of the B word. So, you could even say the C word for all you youngsters out there. Does your character fight? Yes. I don't want to say I don't know because she does technically. Does your character have dark hair? Dark? What does red count as? I would say yes. It's not really bright, but it is bright. It's not dark hair. It's a bright red. It's a bright, soft red. Not like rose, but definitely a mixture between red, gray, and no. I'm gonna go with no. I might be wrong here, and I'm not gonna fault him for any questions because I'm not too certain with the questions that answers that I'm giving. Is the character blonde? No, she is not. She is red-haired. Pink-haired? Nope, she's red-haired. Very specific. Does your character fight with a sword? She has a sword but doesn't use it. So she has a sword but doesn't use it. Fight, and specifically fight with a sword. No. Does your character have blue hair? No, she has red hair. Is your character a Spartan? No. Is your character white-haired? No. Is your character associated with the sun? No, wait. Let me read it. Blah, 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 is the former first... Okay, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying it out loud because, again, I should have probably picked one that was more obvious to people, but this is a new anime and I didn't want to... I don't think so. Yeah. There is... Oh, no! Is your character associated with the sun? I think there's an anime, and I think I know who he's talking about. But that's not how you summon a demon lord. It's incredibly for guys. For all you lady loving people out there, it's definitely it's definitely playing to the fans. Okay. But one of the characters on that show, that anime, his name is associated with the sun, but this one is not. Is your character made of paper? No, not the last time I known. Does your character have floating limbs? What are you talking about? No. Does your character use a paintbrush? No. Does your character have... I probably should have said yes on one of those earlier because I think he's not able... I think. Does your character have green hair? No. Again, if I did not mess up, I think I won because it's supposed to be 20 questions, so it's more than 20 questions. Does your character attend Aradan Prep? No schools. You even asked that. Is your character from the game Evolve? No. It was from a Japanese anime, so how can it be from Evolve, a game? Is your character from Friday Night at Freddy's? No, it's a Japanese anime. Is your character... No. Part of SpongeBob family? No. No! You are wrong. Yes. Red socks? There's no socks. You probably need to get socks because that'd be disgusting. Is your character red-haired? Yes. Does your character wear a yellow mask? No. Is your character from Naruto series? No. Does your character wear head wraps? No. It's all exposed. So does your character live in the United Kingdom? It's in a kingdom, it's not the United Kingdom. Does your character make origami? I don't know what she does in her pastime because she's not a very likable character. Is your character bad? Yes, definitely. Maybe she's like indefinitely bad, but maybe I don't know. She's just bad. Does your character have any kids? No. Good Lord, hope not. Please no. Is your character associated with red color? Is your character associated with the color red? Technically, you've already asked that question because it was about red hair. I would say there's almost nothing associated with this character with red, but I need to check the spells that that multi, yeah. Oh, that spoils things. Dang it. Oh! I don't know if that's exposing something or something prior. Oh my gosh. That spoiled a few things. I'm glad I'm not sharing it, because I think that spoiled something. Like, okay. I don't like spoilers. So is your character associated with the color red? So, spells. She's a spell wielder, spell caster. So I'm just going to look at some images. I would say yes. There's definitely pink, purple. I don't see how the answer, I don't know. I don't know. Is you're associated with the color red? I don't know how else to say yes other than just her hair color. Is associated with the color red. I don't know what you mean, bruh. Is your character a princess? Oh my gosh, I think you got it! Yes! How? How do you know this? How do you know this? I thought I got you. I thought I stumped you for a bit. I think it probably took 30 questions. I don't know. But he eventually guessed it. The anime just came out. Well, it technically didn't just come out. It's probably on its 30th week. So if I was to pick an anime that just came out even sooner than that. But regardless of what it is, this is Malty. So this is the person that I have right here. There's no appropriate image to share. So this is whom I was thinking about, Malty Melromark, however you say that. You are correct, but here's the thing that I think is fascinating. Is this an AI? And I'm assuming it is. If it is an AI, does this person, AI, does this character, does this AI, the system of thinking and logic, does it understand if it was to look at an image? Is it a web search? That it would go from site to site to site like a spider in like a browser, a web browser a search engine that would seek out other websites and just try to figure out which one would be most relevant to this one, and then just kind of like narrow it down. How many other people have used Malty Melromark as a character in this situation? Again, data mining. Think of it like a data science. You would need to have enough data to test and stress. You need to stress test your invention. If you create duct tape, if you are the inventor of duct tape, you don't just put it on the market. You got to know what its limits are. Because if you overpromise and underdeliver, you're going to lose a lot of money. You're going to lose a lot of respect. A lot of people are going to say, never buy this product from this person, from this company, because what they've done was they didn't give me exactly what I wanted. And if you say this duct tape sticks to things, and then you realize that the duct tape can actually hold wings of a helicopter together while in flight, that's something that's phenomenal, because you're just saying it sticks to things, while the people are deciding, well, here's what we can do with it, here's what we can do with it, here's what we can do with it. I think that's phenomenal. It truly, truly is. So I'm going to click I am right, and I think it gives us that information. Character already played 801 times. I'd love to find a thing that's just come out today. So I'm going to type in new animes, because I really want to see new anime, because I need another test. So I'm going to do new anime. So summer of 2019. Ooh, okay, that's technically new, but it's a series, so it's an extension from it. Hmm. None of these sound like animes I want to watch, but there's so many of them, so I have to try some of them. All of them. I will test all of them, especially that one because I'm a guy. um, that looks pretty cool. A history anime. The series of is a historical drama, aesthetically emboldening, adapting to the life of Oda, blah 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 blah. The teens. Yeah, it's just that stuff's kind of cool. And these guys are naked, and it's just like, hey, that's for all you ladies out there. Am I right? Hey, whatever. Um, if an anime that just came out, let's go ahead and do this one. Given. It doesn't look like it looks family friendly, but I need to know some of the names. But I don't know any of the characters, so it needs to have an anime that I've seen recently or something. Let's. I don't know. We're done with that. But I think this is good progress. Okay, so we're done for the day. But I just wanted to rehash on that. Is that I want to move towards what I've been interested in for quite some time. I just needed to get something started. And if I fail at genetic algorithm, maybe I can go to something that's more simpler, that is simpler, than that I can actually do and put into that I can actually execute and put into practice. Because I can have a bunch of ideas, but if I don't put those ideas into action, then I have failed in the worst way. Wanting to do something but preventing myself from doing it. Because if you go out there and fail, good. But if you fail before you even begin, it's like you got to go out there and do it. I don't wanna. Okay, then don't. And then also never talk about the results you're not receiving due to your actions not going the way putting your actions out there. If you're not going to make yourself go out there, if you're not going to make yourself vulnerable, if you're not going to make yourself go and do that, it's one of those things that I would have loved to hear when I was growing up, when I was younger, of, hey, shut up. Got to get out there and you got to get it done. If you don't, then you're dependent on other people. And if you're dependent on other people, it's not bad to be dependent upon other people. But if you need it to be done a certain way, you got to act in a certain way. If you want the result quicker, if the people with whom you are dependent on are not getting it done, you got to be able to one that is responsible and get it done. Again, at one point, I'm going to be dependent upon people permanently. Maybe. I don't want to be. It's something that I'm going to fight to my bitter end. But I might be dependent upon someone. I might be dependent upon my wife, my family, someone, friends, associates with whom I've never met, friends whom I may make. I might be dependent upon them about something. So how do I become dependent and even say, like, hey, can you help me with this? And if they can't, ask tomorrow. Ask the next day. Keep going. So, yeah. So again, this game works. This AI works. One of the questions that I would have is actually how many times did this, because that was 801 times for, multi-Mellermark. How many times has it played? 1,900 people are playing right now. Excuse me. 712 million test results. Okay? That is phenomenal if you have an AI. If this is an AI, it has been shaping itself better and better and better over time. 712 million results, million inputs, million test outcomes. That is phenomenal. It's been played 37,000 times today. And guess what? All of it is free. The reason for that is that you need test results, and if you can't make them, you got to get them from someone. And if people are not willing to come to you, you got to go to them. You got to find it appetizing. You got to make it attractive of whatever it is you're doing. Make it where they want to give you their results. They want to test your systems. It's one of the great things that game like E3 and BlizzCon it's phenomenal to put your game out there, or even into alpha mode, and having people who are dedicated fans and followers of your products to want to come and test your games. You don't have to pay for people to come in and start playing. You might have like 10, maybe a 10 or even 100, probably just 10, but 10 dedicated gamers who are there trying to find fault, and then opening it up to the public where you have a bunch more random players randomly playing. Because you might think that, okay, this is where the error is, but some person might be trying to find what the altitude is. Like, I didn't even think of it that way. Or if you build a base, and how far can you extend the base? Is there a place where if I'm stepping on the ground, like I found in Fallout 76, you can go through the earth? I found one place where you can go through it. There's a bunch of places you can get stuck, but there's one where you can just go through it and you can look around and there's nothing down there. You can see all the trees and everything underneath the ground. You can see where the ground starts and stops miles. Because you're so high up, you get to see downwards, so it's really cool. So that's something to think in moving forward from here, is to how, as a data scientist, and there's many different levels of data scientists for dames. There's many dames out there. Many different types of data science and what you're going to be finding and how you're going to be finding it. But you got to go out there and try. You got to get out there and do it. Failure is a phenomenal part of the process, and I'm glad that I'm speaking that out loud. I really am. Failure is an important part of the process. If not, it is the most important part. You gotta go out there and test, and test, and test, and test. Oh, did I fail today? Yes, but good. That's a good thing. Now I can use that moving forward. And if I have succeeded, great. That's better. That is phenomenal. That's what I'm looking for. But if I'm not succeeding in one manner, I need to succeed in another. I need to get as many results in as possible. I need to see, does this work or does this not work? And find out more and more, better and better ways to making something the way that I want it to be. I think that's a great way with programming, and that's a great place to stop for right now. So thank you very much for being a part of this. Please post your comments, questions, concerns right down below. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button, because that would greatly help this channel out. And while you enjoy the rest of your day, which is the most important part, while you enjoy the rest of your day, I'll see you next time.